Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is POV, and welcome back to the Berserk 2016 anime, episode 4. Now, if you were interested about the live reactions that I've done for the past 3 episodes, unfortunately, I'm not going to do them anymore since it's impossible for me to predict whether or not these episodes are going to be worthy to react to. And I was going really critical into this episode 4, but I must admit that it surprised me. It had some really good moments. Now, I do not want to fall into repetition. I do not like the animation. The 3D animation, I feel that still doesn't feel in place. I personally don't like it. So I spoke about that about 3 episodes already. So I will quit talking about that from now on. But aside from that, this episode had a lot of good moments. The episode starts off with Guts getting a warning from this nightmare succubus that he met a couple, like on the first episode, if I'm not mistaken. And he's telling Guts like, "Yo, shit's gonna go down. Like, go to Casca right now." And Gus, like, he wants to destroy this thing, but he's understand that he's being warned about something. So he rushes back to where he left her, and that is with Erica, Rickard, and Godo. As he is approaching the nearby area, like, you get the scene with Erica, the little girl, and Puck, where she's like, "Oh, I finally caught you. I can't wait to show I can't wait to show Rickard and Godo this." And you get this little wonderful scene of like her being reunited with Guts, which is absolutely great, really cute. And as Gus is going back to their house, like he tells Rickard like, "Wow, you've grown a lot in these past 2 years," and he asks them where Casca is, to which, I mean, Rickard tells him like, yeah, like she's not here, and Guts is kind of blaming him for some reason, but Erica, like, she starts crying, like, bawling her eyes out because it was apparently her fault. Casca wasn't eating, and she wanted to give her a little bit of an extra thing to do, maybe make her a little bit happier. And she, Erica, doesn't want Gus to be all too angry on Rickard, because Rickard did look for her apparently a good amount of time. It's just that Rickard has something that he cannot leave behind anymore. Godo, the blacksmith, he is in a state where he's not as strong as he used to be. He's no longer in his prime. He's a pretty old man, and Rickard wants to stay with Erica to protect her and Godo. So Gus decides to like just relax for a day as he leaves his equipment behind to get repaired, so they will get repaired. And he goes to the cave where Casca was left, and he starts reminiscing all about a lot of things. Oh, excuse me. First, he talks to Godo, which they have this beautiful conversation about. Brings, this is one of my favorite speeches of manga and anime in a long time, and that is how the comparison between hatred and how it's hatred is a place where a man who can't stand sadness goes to, and he starts giving these symbolism between revenge, how revenge is darker than a blood stain. That's the translation that I read, at least in the manga, and it's an equivalent to the conversation that they have right now. After that, Guts goes to the place where he left Casca, and he starts reminiscing about a lot of things about the past. He starts thinking about the Band of the Hawk, and he like even envisions Judeo, one of my personal favorite characters of the Golden Age arc. He just is like, it's just this inter conscious of him like thinking about these things and justifying what he's doing, why he's doing it. And you see the Berserk demon, the black wolf right behind him, which, aside from the animation, the 3D animation, like, it felt out of place, but it looked well in its whole, I would say. um Godo, we transition to Rickard fixing Gus's armor, and Godo comes in between and says like, "You know what, like, I can do this. Like, don't worry. Like, no, but you have to go to bed. But no, like, I'll do it. I'll handle this." And he decides to fix Gus's armor. As he leaves the next day, um, Rickard straight up tells Guts that, all right, like just be careful out there. I know that there's a witch burning going on, and that's when Guts gets the idea, like, all right, that's maybe where they're holding Casca, because that's the vision that he was being given in this nightmare by the succubus. So he says like, all right, I think I'll head there. Yeah, but there's no guarantee that she'll be there. And Gus says like, I have a feeling that she'll be there. And Gus tells Rickard like, tell the old man thank you, and like, I'll be back. I'll see him next time. And from far away, you see Godo just saying like, this is better than just having like this emotional pussy shit. But this may be the last time that they see each other, seeing how Godo's situation and health was looking. We also get explained that Erica's not really Godo's daughter, but more of a girl that he found and started to take care of, and she now sees as a father figure. So we transition to Farnese, Serpico, and Azan. They're guiding a certain cart, and all these people are talking about like, oh, they're really scared of whatever's in there. So out of the blue, like, just this group of common men straight up decides to try and assault the cart, and as they want to break into it, straight up like these fucked up knights like come out, and I was really excited to see this. Like, the priest, so to say, his name is Mosgus, Lord Mosgus, and his knights, they all have these their own little trademarks. Like, one of them has this bird mask, the other one is like this bulky, strong Hulk-like figure, and then you have like this midget, and they straight up show what they're all about. And by that I mean how aggressive and how hard this series can be. Like, we, as a Berserk audience, as a Berserk fanboy, you know already that this series is a rather gory, and if you just started watching the anime, then you can already tell like shit goes down, and this does not hold back. Like, you got these torture like figures like straight up ripping people's eyeballs. You have this bulky guy straight up breaking the legs and the arms of the guy that they were holding tight, and then just tying the broken arms to these wheel carriages. So some fucked up shit going on, and one of the guys straight up decides to talk back at Lord Moscos, tell him like, we're doing this because you straight up burned our village for no fucking reason, for your, so to say, your lord reasoning. And Lord Moscos, you could see his veins popping out. He straight up gets pissed off, angry. You see his eyes like almost starting to pop out, and he grabs a book and straight up beats the crap out of him. Overall, great part. And we do get an introduction to where Casca is here, because there's this girl, I forgot her name right now, but she does play a rather important role in this arc, and she holds Casca back from making a mistake, because she was about to straight up go to one of the commoners and like trying to touch them, not really help them, and one of the knights could have thought something wrong about it and maybe taken her along. But she tells him like, yo, like this girl's fine, don't worry, she has nothing to do with this. And we also see that Casca is pretty much simple-minded, let's just say that. She can't think clearly. She has this little bit like almost like a newborn baby, like a 1-year-old baby like would look, but even less. Like, her mentality is she's clearly dead inside, brain wise, and I guess that's something that I didn't really expect much from this anime to do with it. I guess because I mostly thought when I read the manga, at least, that Casca would be more of like just this quiet person and like just looking at you and like be playful, but I really didn't get like visualize like this really like almost brain dead person, like that's, I guess, but it's not a complaint. Like, I understand why they did it, and I completely am fine with it, because it does make sense thinking about it. Regardless, let me just go into the Three things that I talk about in every overview, regardless whether it's Berserk or JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Animation, pacing, value to the overall story. Animation, not gonna go into it. Pacing, really well paced. I absolutely love this part, and this episode overall was pretty well done. Um, if you look at it on its standalone, away from the manga, that is. Value to the overall plot, I would say that yes. Well, you get the information that Gus is going to come and help Casca out. That's one thing. Two, Casca is being reintroduced into the story once again, not as a memory, but more as one of the main figures in this arc. Three, we get introduced to what will most likely be our main villain, Lord Mosgus, and his minions. And so yeah, you have that. I guess overall, like, there's not much else that I could say other than I pretty much enjoyed this episode more than I thought I would. No live reaction because I straight up did not feel like doing it, and just watching the episode, I honestly got surprised that this happened, that it was this pretty well done, this episode overall. So not much complaints aside from the animation, as I said. My name is POV. I do overviews and reviews of these episodes of Berserk and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. If you're interested in any of the two series, feel free to hit that like button down below. Comment down what you thought about this episode. Did you enjoy the pacing? Did you enjoy the storytelling? What do you think of how Lord Mosgus was portrayed? Was he menacing enough for you? Did the animation do him justice for you? Because I know a lot of people are pretty much fine with the 3D animation. I personally would think that it did affect the impact of certain shots and certain moments that would have otherwise would have come off a lot more harsher. But regardless, I do this every week. Hit that like button down below. Comment what you thought about it. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this overview. My name is POV, and have a good weekend. Bye.